Okay, call the meeting to order at 4:30. Got the special meeting minutes from January 18th. We're all there. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Refunds, abatements.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Appointments. We have one right now. It's for the ordinance committee, Ben Pletsky, to be put back on that. That would be him and Ben and Bridget right now. We're still looking for people. So if you know of anybody, it would be for a term from March 1st, 24 to February 28th, 26. For a motion to approve Ben to that committee.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Right down to, well, I'll go through a little correspondence. I'll call it correspondence. The grand list, you have the pages in front of you. Fortunately, personal motor vehicles took quite a hit because the value of used vehicles is actually declining. Personal property took a hit, but fortunately, real estate made up increase in our grand list. It's a lot better than having a negative, I guess. But I think a lot of towns are getting hit by the drop in motor vehicle value, which I'm surprised because it's still hard to find a good used vehicle at a decent price.
Yeah.
You can see the makeup of residential, commercial, industrial, vacant land, and farm on the grand list. Got the top 10 taxpayers. Interestingly, number 7, Connecticut Social Equities, made the list, which is the cannabis establishment in East Morris. Dunn LLC is Windian in. That is there. And we did send out notices to each of the departments to send in their budget requests. Still waiting to hear from some of our vendors for any adjustments in costs. I hope to have a budget to review at our next meeting that we can all go through and make any changes that we feel should be made. I am meeting tomorrow with department heads to work on the capital non-recurring list, 15-year list, and what to bring forth in this next fiscal year. We do expect a reduction in the educational budget with Region 20. Not sure what it's going to be yet, and I don't think Chris Leone is sure quite yet. We hope to see a slight reduction in medical insurance premium. We're hopefully switching to a different provider. It went out to bid with Region 6 and the other towns that are involved, and Anthem ended up being the low bid on it, which is, I mean, to go down, I think maybe 3.4% is pretty good. You know, instead of all the people that are going up 15%. We are locked in with heating oil at $2.79 for the next fiscal year. That's down from $2.99. Locked in with diesel at $2.92 next fiscal year. That's down from $3.37. That's pretty significant. That's 45 cents a gallon cheaper.
That's quite a bit of savings right there.
Yeah. Got an estimate from the engineers for the John Wyke Road Bridge, $686,366. And 500,000 of that's from this, we're going to pay out the steep grant that we got. That's the Small Town Economic Assistance Program grant. And the balance will be by the town. So we're kind of incorporate that into our capital non-recurring. I don't think it's going to be replaced in 24. I think the permitting will take quite a bit of time. So probably in 25, we'll replace it and that'll allow us, give us a little time to build up some money for the balance of the cost. As you probably read, the town and the Housing Authority received $1 million grant from the state of Connecticut to pay for the cost of infrastructure at the new affordable housing location,
Mhm.
which was quite nice, quite good news. It was about 200,000 more than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be 800,000, but. We did not receive the grant from the state of Connecticut DOT TRIPS funding to redo Looking Glass Hill Road. I guess there was quite a bit of competition out there and only so much money. And they're gonna do a second round, I think later this year, they say. So we'll see what, they're changing the guidelines, so we'll see what the criteria is for the grant and hopefully we'll apply it then in the next round. Given that, I think the town crew will probably start doing high drainage work on Looking Glass, start working on that and paying for it out of Town Aid Road or something like that. Kind of get a step up on the whole project. It is definitely probably the worst shaped road that we have in town. Solar lease, it's still being adjusted with comments from both the developer and the attorneys. I hope to have the final lease for us at the next meeting, because we really need to get that to a town meeting to get approved so they can construct in the spring. Bring it to the last one. Just got this back today. It was the Morris Cares Incorporated for the Munson House. And we'll just leave this under correspondence, I guess. So a person with Morris Cares, I believe must be an attorney. She had a bunch
She
of,
is.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
She had some changes she thought would be appropriate for the lease, and I sent them to our attorney. And he sent back, he said most, on the second page, most of the requested changes are okay. He didn't change much on the identification and liability provisions. He goes, really need to have our insurance company look at that first. So if we agree, I'll send that to the insurance right after this and have Kerma look at that. You see his other comments about termination of lease 6 months instead of 90 days. He doesn't recommend that. And we did add de-icing, anti-slip fall treatment of the driveway, ramp, stairs will be their responsibility. The town will plow the driveway,
Yeah.
but they can put down sand and ice melt. And it made the other changes we suggested. You know, we went to the $1 a year, $50 security deposit. Was there anything else? I think we said there wasn't much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 3-year lease, 36 month.
Yeah.
So I know it's a lot to digest, but I mean, given his comments, I could send this out to Kerma and get their input for the insurance.
Yep. Well, you have all that information, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she sent all that, which was nice. Any,
What do you think is the rationale behind the 90-day versus 6 months?
I think to give them, just to give them more time, but it's a long time, 6 months.
Mhm.
Given the nature of the organization, we want to ensure continuity of service to the residents of Morris and expect we need more than 90 days to find a suitable location to relocate to. So I would almost think you need more than 6 months back in the real world,
6 months is not a long time, really.
Right,
but
Well,
He
I don't
thinks
know
that-
where they came up with that.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you could find a place.
right,
Unless
depends on
you-
the season and the weather and everything else going on in the world,
And for rent, I mean, what are you gonna find for free too?
right?
Unless it's somebody's house, which I don't think someone wants to do.
No. But if you look at any organization, like that, they use the church over there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of a town thing where the town is helping Morris Cares, but in reality, they're helping the community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're not gonna find a rent for $1 a year.
Yeah, but I think also is, since it is the town that, you know, they're leasing from, I think they're definitely I would keep the 90 days in the lease, but I think there's gonna be definitely, if we ever need to do something over there, we're gonna know way before 90 days.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a plan.
Right.
We're gonna say, we're gonna tear that down next year, put up a equipment building or something, whatever. So I don't think it's a big issue.
Right.
Given the situation, it's municipality and a nonprofit, I think they're gonna be okay. Um, So I think what we could do is maybe send this off to insurance, but if you, when you get a chance to study it more, if you want, next meeting, we can
Yeah.
probably finalize it with any changes that you might come up with. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Did I skip over ordinances? I did. Whoops. So.
Oh, right.
Let's tackle the first one. Not- Did I not print out her response
The email?
from Maureen? The minutes.
The minutes, yeah.
Yeah, do you have,
Did I
This
print
guy.
that?
Minutes.
Oh, I'm
Do you have
sorry.
a copy?
Yeah, there we go.
okay.
I got it, yeah.
All three of us.
I don't wanna clean my glasses. So I went to the ordinance committee meeting and they discussed it. And so I think pretty much the gist was to say when a holiday falls on a weekday, the eve of the holiday and the holiday should be extended hours to 11 p.m. So it's like 4th of July Eve would be until 11, obviously 4th of July. And they agreed about the state permitted fireworks would be exempt from it as well. I think those were the two
Mhm.
items we kind of came up with. So I can take what they approved and what they had before, and I could send that off to Ryback to get it all in the proper language.
I think so. That was our biggest thing is the holiday
Yeah,
during the weekday, but it's actually added holiday eve and holiday, so it's even better.
Yeah.
It just gives you more like freedom. It's not like we're gonna go and it's only excessive and jeopardizing noise levels, so.
need a motion to send this to Ryback for
I'll make
his
a motion
review.
for
I'll set that.
All those in favor?
it.
So approved. The emergency management one, Dave Hart came up with this. And it mirrors what's in state statute in the event of emergency. And I think we're gonna add this to our our emergency management plan,
Mhm.
local emergency plan. Just really based on how you can declare local disaster and kind of gives you a list of what each person involved is authorized to do. And if you want, we could get Dave here maybe at the next meeting if you want him to kind of go over before we send this to a town meeting, to kind of go over it with you.
Another thing is, when, we say chief executive officer, does somebody know who that is?
That's
No,
me.
I know, we know who it is, but
Yeah,
does the town know who it is?
I don't
I
know.
mean, when you go to a meeting and
You
they
don't
say,
say CEO, you're.
yeah, when you go to a
first
meeting and they
select
say,
person.
okay, the chief executive officer is in charge. Do they really know who's in charge?
Right, I mean, we could add in like
We should add
first
in,
select person,
yeah, we should add in
Yeah.
whoever
could do that.
it is.
First
I
select
mean, what if
person.
you're not around?
Right,
Right.
well, it says, or his or her designee.
Yeah, so is it Dave Hart next in the line, or is it the chief of the fire department?
I have to look at our plan,
Yeah,
but I'll add in first select person.
And then the chief executive officer of the municipality, and then just the chief executive officer and the local emergency management director. The local.
Well, actually, you could put chief elected officer on the first one and in parentheses, first select person. And that way you could refer to that wherever chief elected officer is throughout the rest of the ordinance.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it just kind of streamlines what you need to do in event of emergency.
Right.
You know,
And
and
also a chain of command.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
The last one.
I mean, the fire department probably has a layout of what they have a chain of command layout.
Yep.
So when you go to a disaster, you know, the first selectman's in charge.
Yep.
But if you're not around for some reason,
Generally, I would probably.
who's next? Is it,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, is
Right.
it one of us, or is it,
Yeah, it's kind of,
or is it?
someone would be designated, definitely.
Right,
you know.
and I would think Dave Hart, with his experience, would probably be the next
Yeah.
in line.
'Cause he would just be working with like, you know, the road foreman, the
Right,
fire
fire department,
chief, the ambulance chief.
if there's a hazmat issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should have some kind of layout, so everybody knows what's involved.
That whole chain of command is in our plan.
Yeah.
Right. Did we have one more?
Solid waste.
Oh, solid waste.
Oh. This is an interesting one. And we could get David here at the next meeting. But we did talk about this a little bit already, and ordinance committee approved it. And it pretty much requires any commercial business in town to have a dumpster. And any commercial business in town with a dumpster will be paying for not only the rental of the dumpster, but the disposal of the waste within it. And it really just, it makes sense, because, you know, there's some that it's crazy how much is getting thrown out. And there's other commercial businesses that don't get a dumpster and they come right to the transfer station with several truckloads of waste that they should be really, they're in business. You know, they should be paying to dispose of that. I know there'll probably be some pushback, you know, not everyone's going to agree, but I think there's going to be some significant savings to the town by doing this, and all the other towns are doing it.
And how is it
The only
managed?
The only ones that would disagree would be the businesses.
Right.
The townspeople will say, why are we paying for commercial
Yeah.
dumping in our transfer station free?
Right.
I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how is it managed on the back end to know who owes what?
Well, how it's gonna work is whatever provider we have, say it's USA hauling, recycling, hauling. They have scales, they will have scales on their trucks. So when they go up to a dumpster, they'll know how much that thing weighs. So that immediately will get billed to that property owner, that business owner.
Is that a normal procedure right now? So it's not additional for them to.
well, not for all commercial,
What do you mean?
because the incident you were talking about,
Oh, yeah,
they don't have a dumpster.
yeah, but they'll be required to have it.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really should only be pretty much residential waste that's getting brought to the transfer station. It shouldn't be commercial waste. You know, I can see the recycling part of it. If they want to bring recycling in, that's a little different, but if it's gonna be the, just the household garbage waste, that's costing us a lot of money. So it would be good probably if we can get this established for like July 1st. And we could probably see a good savings next year. I think we're like a 90, low 90s on what we pay per ton. And I just saw, I think it was Norfolk he was talking, $1.13,
Yeah, there was an article in today's paper.
or I mean, not $1.13, $113.
I forget who it was.
Yeah. So if we can start cutting the expenses here and put it back onto the business owners, which I know is tough for some of them, but cost of doing business. What do you think? That one looks good to send to Mike?
Yeah, I'll make that one.
I'll second
All those in favor?
it.
All right, and you want me to get Dave maybe in to talk about this or
I think so.
our next meeting?
Yeah.
I would like to. I think it'd be good to have anything cleared up. He knows that
Yeah.
plan like the back of his hand.
Especially now that we're talking about the GMS with the generator and everything else, it just opportunity for maybe a couple more questions if they come up.
Yeah, and the generator should be fired up, I think it's either this coming Monday or the following Monday. So, those are both holidays. I think it's President's Day,
Mhm.
which is the second Monday.
Both Mondays are holidays?
Lincoln's birthday.
February, we have President's Day and
Lincoln's birthday.
his birthday.
Valentine's Day, most of them found in chocolatey. All right,
Anything that you may have?
you got?
Well, it is 4:51. Is there a motion to
Motion for
adjourn?
adjourn.
Second that.
All those in favor? Aye,
Aye.
so moved.